Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Books and Bytes.
Oh, I'm excited for this one.
We too.
Yeah.
Today, we're diving deep into Haruki Murakami's Kafka on the Shore.
Ooh, a good one.
Yeah, it's a book that's both fascinating and perplexing, a blend of realism and surrealism that leaves you questioning the very nature of reality.
It is. It's one of those books that kind of stays with you.
Yes.
Long after you've finished it, you find yourself, pondering like the characters, the symbolism, the strange events, and wondering like what it all means.
Exactly. And that's what we're here to explore today. We got a lot to unpack, so let's get started for anyone who hasn't read it. Kafka on the Shore follows two seemingly unconnected narratives.
Yeah.
You have Kafka Tamura, a 15-year-old runaway escaping a dark Oedipal prophecy,
Right.
and Nakata, an elderly man who can talk to cats.
And as their journeys unfold, we're drawn into this world where the boundaries between dreams and reality blur, where fate and free will intertwine, and where the search for identity becomes this like labyrinthine quest.
Yeah, we encounter talking cats, fish, falling from the sky, a mysterious entrance stone, and a haunting song that echoes throughout the narrative and through it all. Murakami explores themes of lost memory, the power of the subconscious, and the enduring nature of love.
It's a coming-of-age story. It's a mystery, it's a philosophical exploration, and a surreal adventure all rolled into one.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. We're introduced to Kafka, this troubled teenager who runs away from home to escape a prophecy that he'll kill his father and sleep with his mother.
Yeah.
It's a pretty heavy start, and it immediately sets the tone for the strange and unsettling journey that lies ahead.
It's a classic Oedipal theme, but Murakami gives it a uniquely surreal twist, and it raises some interesting questions about fate and free will. Is Kafka truly destined to fulfill this prophecy, or can he break free from its grip?
Right, and as Kafka embarks on his journey, we see him grappling with not only is this external prophecy, but also his own internal struggles,
Right.
his loneliness, his confusion about his place in the world, and his burgeoning sexuality.
And it's in this state of emotional turmoil that he arrives at a private library in Takamatsu, a place that becomes a sanctuary for him, but also a place where the lines between reality and dreams begin to dissolve.
The library is a fascinating setting.
Yeah.
It's almost like a microcosm of the novel itself,
Right.
a place where the ordinary and the extraordinary coexist,
Right.
where knowledge and mystery intertwines.
And it's there that he meets Miss Psychiki, the enigmatic librarian, who becomes this pivotal figure in his life. She's a woman shrouded in sadness, haunted by a past tragedy that she can't seem to escape.
Their relationship is one of the most intriguing aspects of the book. It's complex, ambiguous, and ultimately defies easy categorization.
There's a definite connection between them, a sense of recognition, almost as if they've known each other in another life or in a dream. And as their bond deepens, you start to wonder if Kafka is drawn to her because she represents a mother figure he never had, or if there's something more profound at play.
And then there's that strange, unsettling incident where Kafka wakes up, covered in blood, with no memory of what happened. It's a pivotal moment in the story, a point where the surreal elements really start to take hold.
It's like Murakami is saying, okay, buckle up.
Yeah.
Things are about to get weird.
Yeah.
And from that point on, you're never quite sure what's real and what's not. The boundaries between the conscious and the subconscious, the rational and the irrational become increasingly blurred.
It's unsettling, but also exhilarating. You're drawn into this dreamlike world, and you're constantly on edge, waiting for the next strange event to unfold.
And as Kafka grapples with his own internal turmoil and the increasingly surreal events surrounding him, we're introduced to another character on a very different kind of journey. Nakata, the man who can talk to cats.
Nakata is such a fascinating character. He's
Yeah.
presented as simple, childlike, almost innocent. He accepts his ability to talk to cats, as a matter of fact, as if it's the most natural thing in the world.
And despite his apparent simplicity, he possesses a quiet wisdom and an unshakable sense of purpose. He's on a mission guided by forces he doesn't fully understand, and he's determined to see it through.
It's like he's operating on a different plane of reality, unburdened by the limitations of logic and reason.
Yeah.
And as he embarks on his cross-country journey to find a missing cat named Goma, he encounters a series of bizarre and often disturbing events.
His journey is like a modern-day fairy tale,
Yeah.
filled with strange encounters, hidden meanings, and unexpected twists. And along the way, he's accompanied by Hoshino, a truck driver, who becomes his unlikely protector and confidante.
Hoshino is a great foil to Nakata. He's rough around the edges, cynical, and initially skeptical of Nakata's abilities.
Right.
But as they spend more time together, he's drawn into Nakata's world and he starts to see things from a different perspective.
Their relationship is almost like a buddy comedy,
Yeah.
but with a surreal Murakami twist, and it's through their interactions that we start to see the humor and the humanity that lie beneath the novel's often dark and disturbing surface.
And speaking of disturbing, we can't forget about Johnny Walker, the man who kills cats to make a special flute from their souls.
Oh, Johnny Walker. He's pure Murakami weirdness. He's both comical and terrifying a figure who embodies the novel's exploration of the darkness that lies beneath the surface of the seemingly ordinary.
He's a complex character,
Yeah.
a villain who believes he's creating something beautiful and meaningful, even if it's achieved through cruelty.
Right.
And his presence adds another layer of unease to the narrative, a reminder that even in the most seemingly innocent of worlds, evil can lurk.
And as Nakata's journey intersects with Johnny Walker's, we see how fate and free will collide in unexpected ways. Nakata, who usually accepts everything with a quiet resignation, finds himself compelled to confront Johnny Walker, an act that has far-reaching consequences for both of them.
It's a pivotal moment in the story, a point where Nakata steps outside of his usual passive role and takes action, and it's a reminder that even the most seemingly powerless individuals can have a profound impact on the course of events.
And as these two seemingly disparate narratives, Kafka's and Nakata's, unfold, you start to see how they're subtly intertwined.
Yes.
There are these recurring motifs, these symbolic echoes, these moments where their paths almost cross but don't quite connect.
It's like Murakami is weaving a tapestry, carefully threading these seemingly unrelated storylines together,
Right.
building a sense of anticipation of inevitability.
Yeah.
You know that their paths are going to converge at some point, but you're not sure how or when.
And that's what makes Kafka on the Shore such a compelling read. It's a mystery, a puzzle box, a dream you can't quite decipher. And just when you think you've figured something out, Murakami throws another curveball, another surreal twist, another layer of meaning that deepens the mystery.
It's like he's saying, trust me, just keep reading. It'll all make sense eventually. And even though, he's probably messing with you, you can't help but keep turning those pages, eager to see where this strange and wonderful journey will lead you.
And along the way, you encounter some of the most memorable characters in contemporary literature, like Oshima, the wise and enigmatic library worker who becomes a mentor to Kafka, guiding him through the labyrinthine world of literature and self-discovery.
So Shiva's one of my favorite characters in the book.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a walking encyclopedia of knowledge, but he's also incredibly down-to-earth and relatable.
He is.
He has this ability to explain complex ideas in a way that makes them both understandable and profound.
He's the one who introduces Kafka to the concept of living spirits, this idea that our souls can exist outside of our physical bodies and can even become fragmented or lost. And it's through this concept that we start to understand the deeper meaning behind many of the novel's surreal events.
Right, like the fish falling from the sky at first, it seems like just a random, bizarre occurrence. But as Oshima explains it, it's a manifestation of something deeper, something happening on a spiritual or subconscious level.
Yeah. It's like Murakami is saying that the world is not as fixed and solid as we think it is. There are other realms, other dimensions, other possibilities that we may not be able to perceive with our ordinary senses.
It's mind-blowing, really.
Yeah.
And it makes you question everything you thought you knew about reality. And Oshima doesn't just talk about these concepts in the abstract. He connects them to real-world examples, to literature, to music, to the everyday experiences that we all share.
He's like a guide.
Yeah.
Leading us through the forest of Murakami's imagination, pointing out the hidden trails and the secret meanings that we might otherwise miss.
And he has this way of speaking that's both calming and insightful, like that famous passage where he says, if you only read the books that everyone else is reading, you can only think what everyone else is thinking. It's such a simple statement, but it has this profound resonance.
It's a reminder that we need to challenge ourselves to step outside of our comfort zones, to explore new ideas and perspectives if we want to truly grow and evolve.
And I think that's one of the central themes of Kafka on the Shore, the importance of embracing the unknown, of questioning our assumptions, of being open to the possibilities that lie beyond the surface of the everyday.
And it's through this exploration of the unknown that we discover who we truly are. It's a journey that's both terrifying and exhilarating, filled with both darkness and light.
It's a journey that Kafka and Nakata are both undertaking, each in their own unique way, and it's a journey that we as readers are invited to take alongside them.
And as these journeys progress, you start to notice these recurring symbols that pop up in both storylines, and they kind of draw this subtle connection between them. There's the mysterious entrance stone, this seemingly ordinary object that takes on this almost like mystical significance.
Yeah, that entrance stone really stuck with me. First appears in Kafka's dreams. this ominous presence beckoning him towards an unknown destination, and then it pops up again in Nakata's world, guiding him towards his ultimate purpose.
What's fascinating is that Murakami never explicitly states what the stone represents. He leaves it open to interpretation, allowing the reader to kind of imbue it with their own meaning.
It becomes a symbol of the unknown, of the forces beyond our control, of the paths we're destined to follow.
And it ties into the novel's exploration of fate and free will. Are we truly in control of our destinies, or are we simply pawns in a larger game?
It's a question that haunts both Kafka and Nakata. Kafka is trying to escape a prophecy, to break free from the fate that seems to have been laid out for him. But no matter how hard he tries to run, he's inevitably drawn back to the path that leads him towards his destiny.
And Nakata, despite his simple nature, seems to have this intuitive understanding of his role in this grand scheme. He follows his instincts, trusting that he's being guided towards something meaningful, even if he doesn't fully understand what it is.
It's like he's surrendered to a higher power, accepting that his life has a purpose beyond his own comprehension.
And it's through this surrender that he achieves a kind of transcendence. He's not burdened by the anxieties and uncertainties that plague Kafka. He simply exists, accepting the world as it is and fulfilling his role with a quiet grace.
It's a beautiful contrast to Kafka's constant struggle. Kafka is so caught up in his own thoughts, his own fears, his own desires, that he often misses the beauty and the wonder that exists right in front of him.
It's like he's so focused on escaping his past that he's unable to fully embrace the present, and that's where the song Kafka on the Shore comes in.
Ah, yes, that haunting melody that echoes throughout the novel. It's more than just a song. It's a symbol of lost memory and the enduring power of love.
It's a tangible link to Miss Sayiki's past, a reminder of the love she lost and the grief she carries with her. And it's interesting how the song itself is never fully revealed in the novel. We get glimpses of the lyrics, but the complete song remains elusive.
It's like a puzzle piece that's missing a secret that Murakami is withholding from us, and that adds to its mystique, its power.
It becomes a symbol of the things that are left unsaid, the emotions that are too deep to express the mysteries that we may never fully understand.
And it's through this song that Miss Psyche and Kafka connect on a deeper level. The song becomes a bridge between them, spanning the decades that separate them and the secrets that they both hold.
It's a beautiful and tragic element of the story, the way this melody kind of weaves its way through their lives, connecting them in ways that they may not even fully comprehend.
And it speaks to Murakami's ability to imbue seemingly ordinary objects, a song, a painting, a stone, with extraordinary meaning. He takes these everyday things and transforms them into symbols, into portals to other realms, into reflections of our deepest fears and desires.
It's like he's saying that magic exists all around us if we only know where to look for it. And that's one of the things I love about Kafka on the Shore. It's a novel that encourages us to look beyond the surface of things, to see the world with fresh eyes, to embrace the mystery and the wonder that often lie hidden in plain sight.
It's a reminder that life is not always what it seems, that there are layers of meaning, hidden connections, and unexpected possibilities lurking beneath the surface of the everyday.
And that sometimes the most profound truths are revealed through the most bizarre and seemingly illogical events.
And that's certainly true of Kafka on the Shore. It's a novel that defies categorization, a story that blends the real and the surreal, the mundane and the magical, in a way that's both disorienting and exhilarating.
It's a book that makes you question your assumptions, challenges your perceptions, and leaves you pondering the big questions long after you've finished reading it.
And as we delve deeper into the novel's themes, we can't overlook the significance of the coming-of-age aspect that runs through both Kafka's and Nakata's journeys.
That's right. Although their paths are wildly different, both characters are essentially on quests for self-discovery, navigating the complexities of identity, responsibility, and their place in the world.
Kafka, as we discussed, is grappling with his burgeoning sexuality, his complicated relationship with his family, and the looming prophecy that hangs over his head.
He's searching for answers, for meaning, for a way to break free from the constraints of his past and forge his own path.
And while Nakata's journey is more outwardly focused on fulfilling a specific mission, there's a subtle internal transformation happening within him as well.
He starts out as this childlike figure reliant on others for guidance and protection. But as he faces challenges and overcomes obstacles, he discovers a strength and resilience that he never knew he possessed.
Like when he confronts Johnny Walker, the cat killer, it's a pivotal moment where he steps outside of his usual passivity and takes decisive action.
And in doing so, he transcends his limitations and embraces his role as an agent of change, however small or insignificant it may seem.
And it's this theme of transformation, of overcoming adversity and discovering one's true potential that resonates so powerfully in both storylines.
It reminds us that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges, we have the capacity to grow, evolve, and ultimately find our own unique path.
And sometimes the most unexpected journeys lead us to the most profound discoveries about ourselves and the world around us.
Kafka on the Shore is a testament to the power of embracing the unknown, of questioning our assumptions, and of remaining open to the possibilities that lie beyond the boundaries of our everyday reality.
As we've been discussing the complexities of the novel, I keep thinking about how beautifully Murakami captures these moments of pure beauty and wonder, even in the midst of darkness and absurdity.
Absolutely, like the scene where Kafka and Miss Saiheki visit the beach, the place where the painting of Kafka on the shore was created. It's a breathtakingly evocative passage filled with a sense of longing melancholy and the bittersweet beauty of fleeting moments.
The way Murakami describes the vastness of the ocean, the shifting sands, the interplay of light and shadow, it creates this atmosphere of timelessness, a space where past and present merge and where these two characters separated by age and circumstance can connect on a soul level.
It's a reminder that even in a world filled with pain, loss, and uncertainty, there are still moments of grace and connection that can sustain us, moments where we can transcend the boundaries of our everyday lives and experience a deeper, more profound sense of being.
And it's these moments that make Kafka on the Shore such a powerful and enduring work, a novel that stays with you long after you've turned the final page. As we wrap up our deep dive into Kafka on the Shore, I'm struck by how Murakami manages to resolve these intricate storylines, but still leaves us with all these lingering questions.
Yeah, he doesn't tie everything up in a neat bow, and that's part of the book's allure.
Right.
It invites us to grapple with the ambiguity, to, find our own interpretations of the events and their meanings.
Like the ending with Kafka walking into this brand new world. It's hopeful, yet also unsettling. We don't know what awaits him, but we sense this shift, this departure from the struggles that have defined his journey so far.
There's a sense of closure, but not in a conventional way. It's more like a doorway, opening to a realm of possibilities, leaving us to imagine what might unfold next.
And I think that's a key takeaway from Kafka on the Shore. Life itself is a journey into the unknown.
Mm.
We may not always understand the paths we're on or the events that shape us, but there's a beauty in embracing that uncertainty.
Yeah, it's about trusting our instincts, following our hearts, and remaining open to the unexpected turns that life throws our way.
We've talked a lot about the surreal elements, the symbolism, and the philosophical themes, but, one thing that truly resonates is the emotional depth of the characters.
Oh, absolutely. Murakami creates these complex, flawed individuals who are grappling with real-life issues. Loss, loneliness, the search for identity, the longing for connection.
And despite the fantastical elements, their struggles feel so incredibly human and relatable.
Like Miss Saiki, haunted by the loss of her lover and carrying this emptiness, this missing half of her soul. It's a metaphor that speaks to the profound impact that grief and trauma can have on our lives.
And her connection with Kafka, despite the implied taboo nature of their relationship, speaks to a deep-seated need for healing, for finding a way to bridge the gaps left by loss.
Yeah, it raises questions about the nature of love, the boundaries we create, and the ways we seek solace and connection in a world that can often feel isolating.
And even Nakata, with his simple worldview and childlike demeanor, embodies a profound sense of purpose and resilience. He faces challenges head-on, navigating the complexities of the world with a quiet determination.
He teaches us the power of acceptance, of living in the present moment, and of finding meaning even in the most mundane tasks.
Kafka on the Shore is a novel that lingers in your mind, prompting reflection and sparking conversations. It's a story that can be read on multiple levels, revealing new insights and interpretations with each encounter.
It's a testament to the power of literature to transport us to other worlds, challenge our perceptions, and ultimately help us understand ourselves and the human condition a little better.
So for anyone who hasn't experienced the enigmatic world of Kafka on the Shore, I highly recommend taking the plunge.
Prepare to be surprised, challenged, and ultimately moved by this extraordinary novel. And remember, as Murakami suggests, sometimes the most important thing we can do is listen to the wind, embrace the unknown, and keep our hearts open to the infinite possibilities that life has to offer.
And that brings us to the end of our deep dive. We hope you enjoyed exploring the depths of Kafka on the Shore with us. Until next time, keep those pages turning and those imaginations sparked.